Hello guys, this is Karnee and Mrs. Karnee again. We're going to try something a little bit different now. Something we actually tried to do about 2 years ago now.
I think so.
Film reviews. So we're going to watch some really bad horror movies in this new series and film our reactions. So the first one we watched was Grace, and
God.
that was... It's on Netflix.
Look
it up.
Intense.
It's intensely bad, is what we're getting at here. So, ignore my feet. For now, please enjoy our reactions as we watch The Dorm, a movie released in 2014 by the looks of it, and it's just over an hour.
That sounds good.
Proof of quality, doesn't it? Okay, all right.
Well, it has 3.5 stars.
Not bad.
On Netflix.
Not bad. You know, for just an hour and 19-minute movie.
To 15. Yeah. So
let's
check it out.
It's HD enabled, so it's got that, and 5.1 surround sound enabled.
Okay, so I'm gonna play it now.
Okay. What the hell was that?
Oh. This conversation, oh my god!
It's pretty bad.
Who reads a text out loud?
Oh my god!
That's fucking blood.
Okay.
Oh god.
Oh my...
What is this, Wicked?
What? What every woman needs. An erection. Seriously? Oh. Alright, hi guys. This is Karnee and Mrs. Karnee.
Hiya.
So, just a quick thing. We realised that we didn't add a description of what the plot was in our last review, so we're just going to do a quick thing now. Basically, the film was called The Dorm. I'm going to do most of the talking because Mrs. Karnee's already forgot. Great sign of quality.
It's been 2 weeks.
It's less than 2 weeks. 1 week. You did it Monday.
Shut up.
Anyway, basically the plot is, girl moves into a new dorm. Some sort of spooky religious stuff, cult stuff is going on in the dorm with the rest of her friends. Shenanigans occur, resurrection, crap ensues. Alright? That's pretty much the basic plot.
That is a great description in it, guys.
Crap ensues is as good as it's going to get, really. Alright, guys. So that's The Dorm. I'll hand it over to the other Karnee, and he'll carry on with the rest of the review. Ciao! Okay. So this movie did the cardinal sin. It was mean-spirited, and it was dumb, and it wasn't entertaining. So, this movie is bad! It sucks ass! It's an hour and 20 minutes that felt like a 2-hour stretch.
Great.
It's ass! Flabby, hairy ass! That would be more entertaining than this.
I know, I see it every day.
Ain't nothing flabby about that, Mrs. Karnee. Ain't nothing flabby about that. Okay. Oh, God.
Okay, so...
Mrs. Karnee!
Yes!
Please, do tell, because I think I was the most vocal during this movie. This is empty. I think I was the most vocal... product placement. Royalties. I think I was the most vocal throughout the film about why I really disliked it. But as you've been quiet and sort of keeping your knowledge to yourself, your opinion, please do tell me, from a scriptwriter's point of view, what is wrong about this movie?
I'm not a scriptwriter.
You.
But...
You're just thinking of where to start, aren't you?
Yeah.
How do you tackle this monstrosity of just plain badness?
Okay, so I did care. The one good thing about the movie is that I did care about the main character.
Fair enough.
I wanted her to succeed. Unfortunately, she didn't. But the plot, the idea behind the plot is interesting. Actually, no, it isn't. Look, I don't understand why she wanted to change bodies when she had a magnificent one to begin with. She loved her own body to begin with.
Yeah.
So why did she want to change it in the first place? I mean, did she die from an accident?
You know what?
And
I feel like
wanted
maybe
to live
it
forever?
was. You know that whole thing where she suddenly has powers in the end? It's like, okay, I knew she already had powers because, you know what, spooky demons and crap, voices and stuff. But I didn't understand at any point before then in the film that if you die, not only do you turn bootylicious, you also, I'm never going to say that word again, you also suddenly have magical powers if you return from the dead.
But she was already beautiful. She already,
Exactly.
from what everyone was saying about her, she already had the perfect body, the perfect boyfriend. She had everything she wanted. So why did she kill herself only to come back into, turn someone else's body into her own and then jump into that body? I mean, at no point are we to understand that she had, what, did she die by accident and she wanted eternal life, so she made herself jump into a body every time she dies?
In which case, there should be a track record going back a mile long. Instead, they talk about the last girl, and that was it. But it turns out she never actually killed herself.
Or did she, like... Actually, at no point are we to understand that she can live with herself, so she killed herself. At no point are we to understand that someone else killed her.
I mean, actually, the more you think about the plot, the more it doesn't make sense. Because you bring up a good point. Apparently, she didn't like herself. She killed herself. So she could resurrect herself into exactly
the same body.
But
so what was the point in that?
Here's the problem. The setup is, new Mousy Girl moves in.
Was it so she could have superpowers?
But that's never explained up until that's never brought up, and then suddenly she has them at the end. It's never brought up. But my problem is, the whole setup is, she moves in, and then she hears from a friend of Violet's about how weird this group is, and how she should watch out. And then the friend dies. And the friend warns her because she knows that Violet committed suicide.
Yeah.
So, question. Why? If Violet's whole plan was not to...
Okay, here are the plots that this movie could have had that would be good,
no.
but didn't.
The first one we need to discuss why this movie is bad. First of all, the plot
is why, because the plot makes no sense.
Plot makes no sense. Story things that could happen don't make any sense.
It's a bunch of plots rolled into one, but none of them really, because plot number one...
Yeah, go on.
She decides to... she wants to live forever, so she makes it so every time she dies...
So this is the villain's motivations.
Yeah.
Okay.
She decides she wants to live forever, so every time she dies... She makes it so every time she dies, she recreates her own body into a new vessel. So, like, she brings these girls into the dorm, and they all look kind of like her already, so they change the final details, and voila, they look exactly like her.
Okay. I'm going to jump in and say why that plot is wrong, and this is why the movie's own logic could never work. A. Everyone knows she committed suicide.
No, I know, but I'm saying all the plots that could have been, but weren't.
No, but the problem is that is eternal youth, right? So here's the biggest problem with that. So
she was already young.
Yeah, she was already young. Living forever is fine and all, but think about it. She killed she has to kill... The way this can only work is she kills herself. She then has to wait a whole semester till someone else can jump in.
No, this would only happen if she died.
But she didn't die. She killed herself.
No, I know. But this is a what-if plot. But what if this was the plot?
So she's suddenly got all these powers, so maybe she...
Let me carry on, please. So, plot number 2, exactly what you just said. Mm-hmm. She can't stand the thought that she's, I don't know, killing people? Mm-hmm. I don't know. She can't stand what she's become, and she kills herself.
What I've done.
But why? Because she's gonna come back to exactly the same body and even more evil, so I don't understand why that would be.
Yeah.
Third plot, she decides that she wants superpowers, which was at no point implied that she would have superpowers when she would come back into this girl's body, or come into this girl's body, whatever. So that doesn't work. And fourth and final plot, this is a demon that wants to come into our world through this girl's body. But again, they keep talking about this other girl that used to exist only a few months ago. So that can't be it.
Exactly. It doesn't.
Because she was another girl only a few months ago. So what?
So many things don't make sense. I know I've already said this at times. Certain scenes I put in, they're making this scene absolutely pointless. Do you think about the earlier parts where you're like, oh my god, one of the flatmates is a demon suddenly flashing towards her really weirdly. Okay. So that actually doesn't mean anything, because there's no way she's a demon. She hasn't got powers. If anything, she's one of the more mortal ones in the group. So that scene, absolutely pointless. Second of all, the whole thing with the blood.
I think it's supposed to imply she's losing her mind, but...
Yeah, but that's never brought up again, except... No, it's never brought up in that way.
I don't know. I can't explain
it.
The plot, it just doesn't make sense.
And then there's the whole thing of, he has the blood, she's got the blood. So I'm pretty sure I know what the beginning scene was. When those noses are making the sound next door.
Yeah.
It's her having sex, and they're probably draining her blood so they can make the teas, right?
Yeah.
But then, why? Why have you done this? You only do this, the night the person moves in? Is this an important thing? Can you not? If I was you guys, and I would have done this way in advance. Even a guy working in the admittance office, I would have done this ages in advance.
I don't know. Okay, should we stop it there? We're never going to understand the plot. So, if you can understand the plot when you watch this movie, please don't watch this movie. But if you do watch this movie and you can understand the plot, please tell it to us.
The cinematography was lazy.
It just makes no sense to us.
The audio tracks they keep playing were just awful.
They were more drama style soundtracks.
I could have told the story in half an hour than these people did in an hour and 20 minutes. Less than an hour and 20 minutes, because you've got to include the credit runtime. And the intro, god damn it. My biggest bugbear about this movie is, it could have been good with a few minor plot changes, maybe some better actors, and if they actually used the last half, and they increased the movie to be an hour and a half running time at least.
You can't really downplay the actors. The actors were not,
yeah, but they weren't good either.
I mean, the ones that were meant to be horrible, they acted horrible.
You're like the Mother Teresa of actors when it comes to poor direction and script.
Look,
at some point, you can't defend them.
No, I know, but they can't make what is a crappy script and a crappy movie a miracle.
Ultimately,
they can only work with what they get, they're given.
Ultimately, I think one of the big flaws about this movie is its runtime. And it's story.
Yeah, but they couldn't.
No. Actually, no. I'm going to remove the runtime. I'm going to make it the story, because they have a story. They're going to tell it, but the way they tell it means that it feels twice as long than it should be,
and it makes no sense.
It makes no sense, and it's just in an hour and 19 minutes. I felt I was sitting here for 2 hours watching this boring piece of crap. And this isn't even a feature-length film.
The only way it could have been saved is if she'd done some badass moves at the end and survived the whole
Well, I was totally expecting the sister just to turn up, talk her out of it, and then for them to have a massive fight with the rest of the dormies.
Exactly. If she turned badass and, kick a few punches.
It would have been a satisfying ending.
Kick a few punches.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
If she'd done something badass and survived this whole thing, then I would have been like, yeah, okay, I just wasted an hour and a bit of my life, but at least, you know, we got to see her live. But it's like,
ultimately, it's what I mentioned
it just
earlier.
happens anyway.
This film's just mean-spirited and boring, and it's just you've got. I don't care how long your movie is or how bad the story is. Do something interesting. Just do something interesting. We watched Hard Candy, and Hard Candy recently is one of the longest.
God.
It's just a really boring movie. Nothing really happens in the film, but it's interesting. It raises points,
and it raises not a valid.
Yeah,
no valid.
No valid.
It raises. It creates conversation.
Exactly.
We had about an hour's worth of conversation after the movie before we moved on to something else.
Exactly. The movie itself is not fantastic, but at least it was interesting. Okay.
Let's end it there, shall we?
This was The Dorm. This has been a very angry Karnee, and a slightly more contented and pleased Mrs. Karnee. No one can be pleased at the end of this film. Okay, out of 5 stars, what do you give The Dorm?
5 stars.
Oh, you want to do 10 stars? We haven't really worked out a metric. You want to do A, B, C, Ds?
5 stars is fine. I would give it, I guess I know what you're going to give it, but I would give it 2.
I would give it 2 as well.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
Why would you give it 2?
Because we've seen some real bad films.
That's true.
Like, I would... Number 1 would be, like, literally just... The camera footage wasn't even that good. You know, it was shuttery, it was flaming, like, the actors suddenly changed their ethnicity halfway through the film.
You mean like Harry Potter?
That might even be hilarious. That would be hilarious, actually, to see. I might even have to give it up a grade. But 2 for me is where this film is. You can tell that this was done with some sort of professionals were involved in the creation of this movie. So I at least have to give them that.
I wouldn't say the acting was that terrible. And they did make me care about the main character, even though they pretty much killed her off at the end. But, you know, I give it 2 out of 5.
This is the Karnee scale, we give it 2 out of 5.
Yeah.
Both of us.
So.
Okay.
Join us for the next one.
Absolutely. We'll be reviewing more horror movie classics, like The Room.
Classics! Let's not say The Room.
The Room.
The Dorm.
No, we'll be reviewing The Room next time.
The Room?
The Room!
But that's not a horror movie.
Oh, yes it is.
It's a horror movie after you finish
or this incredible movie about dinosaurs.
Are you kidding me? I love The Room. The Room is the best film ever.
So long, guys.
Bye.